Our next presentation is titled Sentiments and Networks, an updated analysis of Cicero's corpus, presented by Caitlin Marley.
Marcus Tullius Cicero lived during the fall of the Roman Republic. His contemporaries included Julius Caesar, Pompey the Great, and the great lover Mark Antony. Cicero, too, was a prominent figure during this time period. He was an advocate, a lawyer. He might not be the most famous Roman, but he is the best preserved. He makes up most of what we have of classical Latin literature. From him alone, we have 52 speeches, 9 rhetorical works, 12 philosophical, and over 900 letters to his family and friends. Impossible for one graduate student to read, but not impossible for a computer. I use a method called distant reading, so the computer breaks down hundreds of texts for me and reads them. This is opposed to traditional close reading, where I read about 1 or 2 texts, maybe, with my own eyes reading in between the lines. Well, I'm still reading lines, as you can see, but they're different. Over there, we have a sentiment analysis of Cicero's orations. These are the lines of persuasion. I mapped out his use of positive and negative Latin words. To do so, I built the first ever Latin sentiment lexicon with over 1,000 words ranked on a scale from -3 to +3, based on my research in ancient emotion. Then I had the computer calculate whenever these words were used in every section of his speeches, and then map it out in a line graph. Sometimes he starts off his speech positively, praising his client, and then he brings it back down, lamenting his client's fate, trying to get the jury to pity the defendant. At other times, he starts low due to the gravity of the accusation, and then he brings it back up, praising his client or the wise juryman, and then he brings it down back to the pity. Occasionally, he'll take the jury on such an emotional roller coaster that there's no definite trajectory of emotion, resulting in a rather flat line. So out of the 52 orations that I looked at, there were 9 typical trajectories. I also want to apply this lexicon to his letters. As you can see, there's a lot of them, in a network analysis. So the size of the node will indicate how positive or negative Cicero was in his letter to him or her. So through this, we can see to whom Cicero expresses his griefs and his joys. For now, the thickness of the red line indicates how many letters he sent out, and in blue, how many he received. In the future, I want to improve upon this lexicon and share it with everybody, so we can not only read these emotions, but see them. See the ups and downs, the intertextuality, and the sharing of these emotions, not just in Cicero, but in all of Latin literature. Thank you.